Hello, YouTube world. It's Kirkpatrick. Thanks for dropping in. Uh, Boy, I had a really, really good day today. Yeah, got up early this morning, Saturday. It was like 65 degrees outside this morning. Man, that felt so good. It did. 65 degrees. I went out there and did a little maintenance on the garden. Pulled up some stuff that, done played out. Kind of tilled some soil around and got some things ready. Started mending the soil, get ready for a fall garden. Loaded old Spud up the Jeep, and we're going to head out to cabin land. Well, I drove through town. We got a little pavilion in town. They call it the City Stop or something. Something City put up years ago. It's a big pavilion, big metal barn type, pole barn type building. And they was having a farmer's sale. Yeah, and I said, well, let's just pull in there, Spud. So I rolled the windows down the Jeep, about that, left it running. So Spud had some air conditioning. It really wasn't bad. But anyway, didn't want no naysayers saying I locked the dog up in a hot car. I got out and I went over there and, there's the same old lady I seen time to time there. She sells this bread. It's pretty good stuff. And there's the wife and the guy that sells soap. And I bought a couple bars of soap. And there was a young couple over there I'd never seen before. And it was called Magic Farms. And they was selling beef. So I talked to them for a minute and asked them what they had. And they showed me, they got tomahawk steaks on. And they raise their own beef. And sell it, to people they know. And they sell it at the little farmer's market thing. And I got to talking to them, shooting the breeze with them a minute. Bought 6 ribeye steaks, beautiful ribeye steaks, nice marbling. This beef was grass fed, Got to talking to them a little bit, and they had 2 sons. This couple's in their 30s, early 30s, and they had a son 10 years old, one 6 years old, Mark and Matthew. Well, I knew right then by the names of their children. There's something going on there. My kind of people, So I got talking to them a little more, sat down. We got talking, and it wasn't that busy that time in the morning. And I asked them a little bit, and I said, y'all don't mind if I film a little bit, do you? And he said, well, no, we really don't want to. No, we don't. I mean, we appreciate it if you didn't. I mean, if you do, that's your right. But I said, no, I respect your right. I mean, I respect you. I said, yeah, we try to live under the radar. And I said, well, I can understand that. He said, we don't want any publicity, And I got talking to him, and I said, well, where's your farm at? He told me it's over in Hancock County down there at such and such road. And I said, well, that's not too far where I got my little cabin land at. And I told him where my cabin land is at. Yeah, we drive by there. We've seen them things. We just seen that one cabin up there. And then now we see, yeah, you got 2 more up there and a fence you put around it. I said, yeah, that's me. I'm just, got a little bug out place kind of thing. And go have fun on the weekends and do a lot of work to it. And I got talking to them, and they told me the story. They both graduated high school in Selma, Alabama. And they went to work for the glass plant, which is the job to have in Selma, Alabama, is working for the glass plant. I can't remember what the don't know if it's PP&G or what glass plant it was, but they make glass windshields and windows for cars. And it's a union job, and it's, best paying job around for Selma, Alabama. And they met and got married and bought him a little half-acre lot with a single wide on it, and proceeded to, work at the glass plant and raise 2 kids, Mark and Matthew. And then one day out of the blue, he got a certified letter in the mail from a lawyer in Georgia that said that Uncle Bo, I'll just call him Uncle Bo, in Georgia, deeded him in his will 33 acres of house, Hancock County, Georgia. And it was his mother's brother. Yeah, he told me it was his mother's brother that he met one time as a teenager. Anyway, he left the 33 acres in the old house to him. So they did all the paperwork and everything, and, one weekend loaded up in the car and come over here, drove to Georgia and checked it out. Place was a little overgrown and not too bad run down though. Fenced in. The uncle had raised cows and chickens, and they thought, man, what are we going? This is it. So they said, well, so they started coming over here once a month on the weekends, trying to fix things up with intentions of moving here permanently. Well, in the meantime, the little half-acre lot with the single wide they had, Dollar General people, because of its location, wanted to buy it. So they made a decision to sell it at a good price. So they took the money from the sale and moved here to Georgia in that little old house. A little 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. But they're making it all right on 33 acres here in central Georgia, Hancock County. And they just made a decision to just try to live as sustainable as possible. So she got a job at a daycare to start with. So they have a little, extra money. But Dollar General paid them well for what they had. And he almost had his little half-acre trailer paid off. So they come out with some money. And that's where they live at today. Been there 3 years. They got 2 goats, 6 cows. They keep about 6 cows, he said. And they raise meat chickens between 20 and 24, every 2 months. And go through the process. And they got a restaurant that buys their meat chickens. Of course, they'll save some for themselves, but it was an interesting story. To see a young couple like that, just say heck with it. I don't say they're off grid, but they finally decided to heck with this working for the man and want to work for myself. And finally got enough deal going on selling the chickens to a restaurant. I don't know what restaurant. And then they sell the cow and butcher a cow every 6 months. Need about a quarter of it to sell the other 3/4 to the public. Not advertised, just they got people, you know what I'm saying. I don't want to get in trouble with USDA or anything like that. That's why I don't want to mention no names. I sure wish they would have let me film and talk to him. It was such an interesting conversation we had. We sat there and probably talked for an hour and a half, and the place really started to get busy. So I kind of moved over to the side, you know. He was selling a lot. He got ground beef. He got, strip steaks, ribeye steaks, just tomahawk steaks, beef ribs. He did quite well there. His prices were maybe just a hair more in a grocery store, but I'd rather go to somebody locally than sending it off some big chain. But I was really amazed at their grit, determination, and fortitude to come here on I don't say a whim, but to come here on a hope and a prayer to make it work. And they seem to be doing all right. That was kind of like the highlight of my day. I spent so much time there, Spud, fixing to head out to cabin land, and then Mama called and had a little issue here at the house. So I didn't get out to cabin land today. I had to come home and take care of something here at the house. But yeah, I hope more and more Americans start to do this kind of thing. Yep. Find peace and freedom. Don't get me wrong. He said he was lucky and the Lord blessed him. I mean, 33 acres in a house. An old house probably built 50s, he said. I know where it's at now that he got to talk to him about it. I know where it's at. And, yeah, and he got a little extra cash bump to get him through. Dollar General bought their property. But he's just a good old boy. I mean, still driving an old 90 Chevrolet. He probably could go buy him whatever he wanted to, but he's trying to take. And they homeschool. Mark and Matthew are homeschool. Yep. So it's good to see that. Nowadays, it's good to see that. People, if you got your children in public school, you better be at every public school meeting, and you better know what's going on. And if you can, get them out, homeschool them, teach them right from wrong, the way you see it. But I guarantee you the government ain't gonna teach them right from wrong. No, they ain't. They ain't gonna do it. Anyhow, I thought I'd give you all a little story about that today. That was a lot of fun. It was. Doggone if they would have made the perfect interview if I could have filmed them. But he asked me not to. They prefer to stay, I told him I had a YouTube channel. They said, we don't do social media. I said, y'all don't sell your stuff on Facebook? Oh, no, we just all word of mouth. We don't do social media. We got one cell phone and we just use it, when we need to. I said, y'all both don't have cell phones? Oh, no, we just got one. We share it. I thought that was another interesting thing. I said, what about television? No, we have no television at the house. Oh. Interesting, ain't it? Anyway, yeah, that's that tonight. Good Christian young Americans doing what's right, making a living off the land, and they were blessed, and I think they're gonna pass them blessings on to Mark and Matthew as well. All right, gang, just a little diddly there. Letting y'all know what's happening. I'll get out to cabin land tomorrow, maybe after church, and check what's going on out there. I know I can film out there because it's my property, but anyway, thanks for dropping in. We love y'all. God bless. Walk in Jesus. Adios.